Hey, you guys. So, I will be doing a podcast and I'm also live on Instagram. So, I'm not going to be answering any questions if anybody pops in some questions. I'm going to go ahead and actually just get straight to it. And I don't want to take up too much time. Plus, I want to be able to save this so that I can upload it on YouTube and possibly upload it on my other page. Because, of course, we know that this particular page is shadow banned. So, some people see when I go live and some people don't see when I go live. However, again, I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of get into it when it comes to the topic. I was speaking with a friend. You know what? It don't matter about me speaking with a friend. Let's just get into it. So basically, to my mothers, single mothers, even single fathers, I don't want y'all to be offended, but at the end of the day, if you're offended, it kind of is what it is. If you fit the category. So you all call yourself a good parent, right? Single mothers and women, things like that, you call yourselves a great mother, a great parent. Again, there are some fathers too, but we're just going to kind of keep this with the mothers. We ain't even going to deal with the daddies. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't, put it back and get another pair. So you consider yourself to be a good mother, a great mother, but at the same token, because of differences that you've had with your partner or the child's father, you choose to alienate them from the other parent. You're not a good parent. You're not a good mother. If you choose to take personal issues that you have with the other parent over the fact that your child needs a balance of masculine and feminine energy, you are the problem. And it just is what it is. Now, again, that's not meaning to offend anybody, but I want you to just kind of hear me out. For some reason, women get pissed off or they get upset. And it's a security issue, let's be honest. It's a security issue within yourself. Whenever you and the other person does not work out, you choose, okay, well, I'm going to take the child. I'm going to do what I want to do on my own and just let him go and be whatever. All the while, this is a man that wants to be in his child's life, who's begged you to be in his child's life, and you so choose to do whatever you want to do. Now, I'm not speaking in terms of if there were certain aspects of abuse and things like that. That's not what I'm speaking of. I'm speaking solely on if there is a willing participant that is wanting to be in their child's life and you make the executive decision to not allow them to be in the child's life, you are not a good mother. You are not a great mother. I don't care how amazing you are as a human being or a person to your child. The fact that you will not allow them to have a balance in life makes you a horrible fucking person. I don't care what you buy your child. I don't care how much time you spend with your child. I don't give a shit if you got a whole nother dude. If you so choose to alienate that child from their natural born father based on your personal issues, then you are not a good mother. You are not a great mother. You are shit. And that's just honest. You are a fucking horrible human being. So one thing I want to talk about too is, we need to normalize as a couple, just the men and feminine, making sure that we have a balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. If you have a spouse and you feel that your spouse should never talk to the opposite sex or should not have friends of the opposite sex, there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with anybody having a strictly platonic, and I'm not talking about, extra shit, strictly platonic relationship with someone of the opposite sex. I can tell you now, one of my best friends is a male. He has Instagram. Me and his wife get along so well. She knows me. I know her. As a matter of fact, shit, I helped him propose to her. That's how close me and he are. I helped him propose to her. She is an amazing woman. He is an amazing man. And I'm friends with both of them. Now, yes, there's conversations that I can have with her. And then there's also conversations that I can have with him without the other being involved. And they notice and they're just like, hey, we know what it is. because it's not in that manner. It is strictly platonic. It's like, hey, I need advice on something. Hey, you're a woman that I trust. You know, believe in XYZ. So this is what I want to talk to you about. I don't have a problem with that. But y'all gotta normalize your spouses having friends of the opposite sex, platonic friends of the opposite sex. It's something wrong with you if you really feel that your mate should only come to you. Your mate should only talk to you about certain shit, because let's be honest, you're not everything. And you don't have every opinion. Sometimes people need to see it from the outside. Sometimes people need to see it from a whole different perspective. Let's be honest here. When you're with somebody, a lot of times you're going to be biased to their side. A lot of times. Not all the time. A lot of times you're not going to be willing to call them out on their fuck shit. But other people are from the outside looking in. Now, I'm not saying they need to go and talk to this other person and never talk to you or discuss your relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about solely opinion based. But when you have children and you're like, okay, well, we didn't get along, or we had an issue, so my child don't need to see their dad. That is a problem. And that should really be considered a mental illness, and you should really be looked at. And again, that may offend some people, but if the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe don't fit, put it back and get another pair. You cannot just sit and say that I'm an amazing parent if you alienate the other parent. That's not how that goes. If you look for excuses in every fucking reason for that other parent not to see the child, that's a problem. If you so choose that you have to be involved, you have to be there, you have to hover, you have to make sure XYZ for your own sanity or for your own whatever, let's call it what it is. Your own ego. Let's call it what the fuck it is. Your own ego, you feel that the other parent cannot have alone time with that child without you being there, without you being involved, without you calling every 5 minutes, without you, just overtaking whatever it is that they do with the child. Understand that it took two of y'all. So that's your child and that's their child too. Now, again, I'm not speaking in terms of if the other parent was abusive to the children. If they, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about solely if there is a willing participant that wants to be in their child's life, and because you guys didn't work out, you so choose to do whatever it is the fuck that you want to do. And you feel that it's okay to have a whole nother man raise that child, opposed to the parent that wants to raise that child, that made that child, that blood runs through the veins of that child due to the fact of your differences or your issues. Now, again, of course, anybody that knows me know my story. If you don't, I'm not necessarily going to go back into it. You can go back through the podcast. But my first husband, we had 3 children together. We broke up. We had some horrible times. Let's be honest here. Like, we got to a point where we fucking hated each other. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, he will tell you, and he has told any and everybody, you're never going to talk bad about my kid's mother, because no matter what, no matter the fuck shit that I was on and what I did, she allowed me to see my children. She never told me I couldn't see my kids. Because if I couldn't stand the thought of him, or if I didn't want to feel like dealing with him, then my sister, my god sister, I would say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Can he come and whatever, because I don't want to deal. But I wanted him to continue to foster and have a relationship with his children. They should be the one to make the determination of where and what they want to be. As a parent, you have to stop feeling that you have to make every single choice and every single decision in your child's life, because they're human too. They have feelings too. They have emotions too. So many parents are not willing to understand their children's personalities. And there's certain things, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says, there are certain things that a man can teach and instill in a child, male and female, that a woman can't. Now, it's different if you don't have the option, if you don't have the resource. That's different. I'm solely saying if he wants to be there, if he's begging you to be in the child's life, if he's like, let me just do this, let me just take him for the weekend, let me give you a break, let me take him for a week, and you're just like, no, because of the issue that you have with that individual, then you are not a good mother. You are not a good parent. You are a horrible fucking person. It's just that simple. There's no gray area in this. It literally is what it is. There's no gray area. There's no, oh, but he did this to me. So what? But he doesn't treat your child that way. You can have somebody go with you. You can have somebody else drop the child off. Again, take my situation for example. Exactly what it was. When I felt that I didn't want to deal with my ex-husband, my sister took my kids. I wish she was on this live right now because she would vouch for that. I never not one time told that man he couldn't see his kids because of the issues that we had as adults. I never not one time told that man that he couldn't spend time with them because of the issues that we had as adults. That doesn't reflect to them. I didn't let people talk bad about him, not around my children. Why? Because I don't want them to hear that, and I don't want them having any type of preconceived notions that may not fit how they feel. Some people told me I was dumb for that. I didn't give a shit. I didn't put this man on child support, nothing, because I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna make a man be a man. If you want to be here, you're gonna be here. So anytime he rung my phone and was like, I want to see, I never said, oh, what kind of money you gonna give me, or are you gonna do that? No, you want to see your children, not a problem. Because to me, your time, your attention, your energy with them was way more important than money. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. Again, I'm just a different breed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't give a shit about none of that because I didn't feel like being chased up and down through court. I didn't want them having my fucking business. None of that. Hey, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, okay, cool. I've always operated on a plane of, whenever I had a child, I'm like, okay, this is what I know I need to do. I need to make sure that I have enough money, because what would have happened even if me and he would have stayed together and he got injured again? And notice I'm saying again, if he would have got injured again and never could work. So unfortunately, everything fell on me. That's how I always have operated, is I have to make sure that whatever I'm going into that I can solely pay for in the event either A, something don't work out, or B, something tragic happens. I've always operated in that particular mindset. And it's not to push and be like, oh, I'm so independent of this. No, it's a, hey, no matter what, I'm going to make sure my children are taken care of. It's a, hey, no matter what, if you fall and we together, I got you, and we just going to make whatever work. That's what that was from. And I just don't understand how there are men who are crying, who are begging to be in their child's life, and because a woman feels that she just has all the fucking control, she's like, no. Or how much money are you going to give me to see your child? The fuck is wrong with y'all? I literally had to tell somebody, and I said I was really going to go into this, but I had to really tell this individual who at a point was a friend, but right now I'm like, sis, I'm not feeling you. We vibrating on two completely different frequencies, because you think it's okay for your child's father not to see him because you feel away. Oh, well, he cheated on me. He this, he that, he this, he that. Okay, but was he a good father? Who gives a fuck what he did to you? That's what he did to you. Not to the child, to you. And a lot of people are like, oh, he cheated on me and my baby. No. Ma'am, it was you. It wasn't the baby. If he's still taking care of the child, still spending time with, still enjoying, still doing whatever they need to do for the child, I hate to say it, but you don't matter. It is solely at that point about the child. It don't matter how y'all broke up. It don't matter what happened in the interim of you and him. The child is now what matters. If you two are not together, then you come to a balance. If you feel that you can't face this person because they've hurt you so bad, okay, designate somebody else. Have a liaison that will be able to make sure the children go back and forth. Or y'all ain't got to speak. Meet at the goddamn park and you sit on the bench, let the child run to the daddy, and go do what you got to do. I just don't understand the mindset behind that. It doesn't matter what he's done to you. It doesn't matter what y'all have gone through. The child is what matters. And I'll just speak on one other thing, you know, my youngest was also from a person that I was married to. And my child, he made the decision of telling me, Mom, I don't ever want to see that person again. And at first I'm just like, okay, you a little young to make that decision. You gonna see your daddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where my mind frame was, of course, because of my older children. I made the mistake of not listening to my child. I made that mistake because I didn't listen to him. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, you're a kid. You don't know whatever. You need your dad. Boom. Granted, we went through hell, but I wanted him to still have a relationship with him. So as a result of that, I sent my child with him for the summer a while ago. And he came back not the same. My child did not come back the same. He was very standoffish. He didn't want to talk. He was barely eating. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what's wrong with, you know, my baby? So I'm trying to talk to him and I'm trying to gauge with him. And I think a part of him was mad at me, to be honest with you. I think a part of him was mad at me because initially he didn't want to go in the first place. Don't mind my dog. So I'm like, okay. But as time went on, somebody told me, they were like, something happened with him and he's going to reveal it to you. He's going to tell you. He's not going to tell you right now, but he's going to tell you. So initially we were supposed to be setting up like this whole call schedule or whatever. And after this, my son came to me and he said, I don't want to call him. I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to talk to him and I don't want to ever see him again. So of course I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why? To later find out the things that he did to my child because I did not listen to my child. Okay? I'm not going to go all into it, but I had to take ownership of that. I had to take that because I didn't listen to my child. And shit happened to my child that should never have happened. My child experienced shit that he should have never fucking experienced. But that was me saying, okay, well, you know, that's his dad, blah, 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 blah. So those situations are very different. So, of course, now I have a no contact order as well as a protection order against this individual. So he will never see my child. I've actually had his parental rights revoked. He will never see my child. But that, again, is because of the actions and the things he's done against my child. Not against me, against my child. For my child to have to sit and have therapy. For my child to have to sit and literally regroup his fucking self. Oh, never again. But again, that was me not listening to my child. So, of course, listen to your children. 100%. Listen to them. If they say that they don't want to go, then look into it. But if they want to go and they're loving their father is loving them, whatever y'all went through does not fucking matter. Let these men be men. Let these men spend time with their children. Your children need a balance of the feminine and the masculine energy. And not just feminine and masculine energy just of any body, of their fucking bloodline. There are things that men can teach these children that women can't. There are certain energies and things that can be done with children from a man's standpoint that women can't. Yeah, we all balance both. We all balance both, but keep in mind, life is about balance. This world is about balance. The masculine and the feminine energy are both needed. No matter how you want to put it, they are needed. They were created for a reason. Mother Earth does certain shit for a reason. So for you to just go against the order of nature, you wonder why you stressed out. You wonder why you ain't getting no sleep. You wonder why you like, oh, I just need a break from these kids. You wonder why, you know what I'm saying? You wonder why you are feeling how you are feeling. And, you know, of course, every case is different. If the father doesn't want to be bothered, don't bother him. Go on, bruh. Do you. Period. But I'm just speaking on a man that wants to be there, a man that is begging to be in their child's life. Hey, I'll do this. What you need? What does my child need? I'll do this. I'll go here. I'll go here. What does my child need? I'll do it. Let these men be men. Stop taking this away from them. Stop making the executive decision because you're now a single mother, because y'all didn't work out for whatever the fuck reason, whatever was done to you or whatever you did to him. Let's be honest here. A lot of these relationships be ended because of what these broads be doing. Let's be real. Let's be clear. It ain't always the man. Because I have seen and heard some shit that these women done did to these men. Is ridiculous. But understand, especially if you have a young man, especially if you have a little boy, you are his first love as his mother. You are that first example of a woman as his mother. How do you think he's going to feel growing up to date? The shit that he's seen you do to his father. Talking to a man like he got a tail behind his ass. There's so many different things that this can go into, and I'm not going to go into all of that today, but I can't stress enough that men need women that are willing to be partners. No matter whether you break up, don't get along, grow apart, it doesn't matter. Children need both masculine and feminine energy. We as humans need both masculine and feminine energy. It is what it is. So normalize that. Whatever y'all went through is what y'all went through. If you have a man that is begging and wants to be in the child's life, let that man do what he want to do. Let that man have that child. Stop playing. Let him see that child. Let him spend time with that child. Do the best thing for the child is to make sure that there is a balance between both parents. That is what's best for the child. So, again, don't run around here talking about how good of a mother you are, how wonderful of a mother you are because you buy shit, you do shit, you go places. But at the drop of the dime, you are willing to alienate your child from the other parent because you feel away. Again, this may offend some folks. If the shoe fits, wear it. You cannot feel that you are the best that you can be. You cannot feel that you are the best parent if you are truly willing to alienate another person from protecting and raising and loving another human life. You're not. So, hopefully that resonates with somebody. Get your shit together. Get whatever it is that you need to get together mentally. Whatever insecurities or whatever problems that you seem to have, get that shit together. If you have a parent that is willing to be a parent, that is a good parent, that is actually someone who is working on doing what they need to do, allow them to do it. And stop trying to make executive decisions for these children.